Well, we are now coming up on a year of this presidency, and I want to talk to the folks at home who feel disillusioned by what ICE is doing in our country. Because what we have seen is that ICE is not overwhelmingly going after criminals. In fact, over 70% of people currently detained in detention facilities do not have a criminal record. So who are they going after? They are going after 6-year-olds in my district. They are going after students and permanent residents for their political views. They are going after Americans born and raised in the United States. And time again, Trump has floated taking away citizenship from U.S. citizens based on their ethnicity. At every point, this administration has lied to us about ICE in America, while some of the wealthiest actors in our country have tried to sell us a myth to defend it, including private prison contractors. And that myth, that ideology, is that our immigrant neighbors are our enemies and more dangerous than us. And they sustain that myth because if everybody believes it, they can get away with robbing all of us. I want to remind you where the real crime is. It's in the oligarchs taking $170 billion of our money from health care and food assistance and public programs and taking that and funneling it into a secret police program. It's the authoritarians trying to create a black box because once it is established, they can put political dissidents inside of it. But their hatred is a story, a myth, and we can choose to reject it. Donald Trump and Stephen Miller want you to believe that this is who we are as a country. And we are here to say that it is not. We are a country that has fought and defeated the Confederacy, that has defeated a history of civil rights violations, of secret police, of fascism. We are a country guided by a monument to freedom on the waters of New York City, who shines brightly and welcomes, quote, the huddled masses yearning to breathe free to our shores. So right now, I ask everyone in our country to fight for that ideal, to fight for this legacy. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. The gentleman from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The American people elected President Donald J. Trump with a clear mandate that was to secure our border and restore the rule of law, which is exactly what he has done by putting the American citizen first. That's exactly why the Permanent Trump Secure Border Act, and I want to thank my colleague from Texas, Mr. Roy, for doing this common sense immigration enforcement measure so we could codify this into law and to do exactly what the American people asked him to do. Now, for years, we have sat through hearing after hearing in this very room, listening to grieving mothers and fathers describe the unimaginable pain of burying a son or daughter because our border was deliberately left unsecured by the left. We have heard stories of Americans murdered by people who should have never been in this country in the first place. And I'll be damned if I have to listen to the defense of people that have no business being in this country in the first place, murdering other Americans. Sheridan Gorman, Katie Abraham, Chloe Polson, Lincoln Riley, Jocelyn Nungary, Rachel Morin. Their names, say their names. Yet my colleagues on the left continue to oppose the very policies that would have prevented these tragedies. I want to thank my law enforcement officers. I want to thank federal law enforcement officers. I want to thank ICE agents. I want to thank local police officers. I want to thank law enforcement individuals specifically for their desire to put their lives on the line to keep everybody here in this country safe and harmed. I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. If I played a drinking game and every time I heard the word white, or white supremacist while watching CNN, watching NBC, or listening to my colleagues on the left talk about white supremacy and white people all day, every day, I would be drunk after an hour and I would die of alcohol poisoning. What are we talking about? This is about protecting every single American, regardless of your race, religion, color, or creed. And I can assure you, as I have said in this room many a day, I've been black for my entire life. I'm not a white supremacist. What I want to do is be safe in my own communities, regardless of what you look like. And that's exactly what my colleague from Texas, Chip Roy, is trying to do here. That's exactly what we have done, secured our borders to ensure that people that have no business in this country harm and arbitrarily murder our children. This is not hard. I thank God every day I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a soldier, just an American. I'm a father, a follower of Christ, and somebody that believes in this great nation and ensuring that we have safety for the future. That's literally all I care about. And that goes for every single red-blooded American, regardless of your race, religion, color, or creed. And with that, I'll yield my time to my colleague from Texas if he has anything to say.
Here is what the media won't tell you. AOC came to that House floor with her prepared speech about oligarchs and secret police and the Statue of Liberty. Wesley Hunt came with names, real names, of real Americans murdered by people who had no legal right to be in this country, and he was not going to sit quietly through another speech about white supremacy from someone who has never buried a child. First, the names. Hunt said what Democrats never say: Sheridan Gorman, Katie Abraham, Corey Polson, Lincoln Riley, Jocelyn Nungaray, Rachel Morin. He said their names out loud on the House floor. Then he looked at his colleagues on the left and said it directly. He would be damned if he had to sit through a defense of people who had no business being in America murdering other Americans. Say their names. The same people who demand that phrase for every other cause refuse to say the names of Americans killed by illegal immigrants. Hunt said them, every single one. Second, the white supremacy drinking game. Hunt had watched enough CNN and what he called MSLDC, meaning MSNBC, to know exactly what the left's playbook looks like. If he played a drinking game where he took a shot every time he heard the word white or white supremacist on those networks or from his Democrat colleagues, he would be drunk after an hour and dead of alcohol poisoning before the day was over. Then he said the line that ended AOC's entire argument. I have been black my entire life. I am not a white supremacist. He is not enforcing immigration law because of race. He is enforcing immigration law because American children are being murdered. He wants to be safe in his own community. Every American, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, deserves to be safe. Third, the ICE defense. Hunt thanked law enforcement directly. ICE agents, local police, federal law enforcement, the people who put their lives on the line every single day to protect every American, regardless of what they look like. While AOC was on the House floor calling ICE a secret police program funded by oligarchs, Hunt was thanking the men and women who wear the badge. Fourth, the mandate. Hunt reminded the chamber what happened on